Dabba-dabba-dabba-doo. Testing, 1, 2, 3. You and me. La la la. The Hooba Joobits. And the Flibbers Floppers. Okay. Take us back off live here. La 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 la. You red eye? Woosa. Okay. Alright. Notes are up there. So, in case you want to peruse them or refer to them or whatever's. And what have yous and whatnot. Alright. Warning. The following auditory experience may contain themes of an adult nature. The opinions expressed are those of the podcasters and not of their respective employers, parents, and/or legal guardians. Content may not be appropriate for children, small animals, work, and your mom. Enjoy the show. Yes, good evening and welcome to episode 8 of Bad Parenting Podcast. I'm Justin.
I'm Jody.
And, yeah, it's another week, babe. How you been?
It's Friday.
It's Friday. Oh, I could play a song for that if you want me to.
Nope, don't even think about it.
Oh, come on.
You know, there was a guy singing that at work today. No,
Oh,
no
shit.
joke. He was actually singing the whole song. He knew all the words. I was, shocked.
Were you mortified?
No, I was shocked. He should have been mortified, but...
No, hell no.
No.
Friday,
No,
Friday,
don't. Oh,
gotta get
God,
down on
shut
Friday.
up.
But
I
no,
am grumpy and you pull that out?
well, but the only question is, which seat should I take? It's very important that we know this. We need to know which seat we should, because there's the front or the back. And we just don't know which one we should take. Love you, babe.
If only you could see the glare.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that was lethal. So, you had a wonderful week.
I did. It's just been awesome.
It's been phantasmagorical.
It's been great.
Yeah. No, actually, the reason I played that as the intro song is because, you know what? I'm fucking done with Portland drivers.
Yeah, okay. Normally, you know this, I'm much more low-key driver than you are. I mean, like, times a billion more low-key.
No, hold on. Are you saying low-key or low-key?
Low-key.
Okay, because if you're a low-key driver, then, you know, you're all pissy and blowing shit up and using your...
Trickster-ish. No. See, you drive like you're on a racetrack or a death match, or you're going to die if you don't arrive by a certain point.
Fair enough.
I drive like I want to get there alive. I'm just saying.
I
almost killed you on the weekend. Last weekend, we went for a drive to the other side of town, and I really, at several points, either A, feared for my life, or B, wanted to kill you for driving that way.
Yes, but I drive that way because all the other shitheads in the road, so...
No.
It's just...
No. You can drive defensively. That part is fine. But you also have a tendency to tailgate people who are going slow, and I don't mean like kind of, sort of. I mean like tailgate.
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous.
You're not going to get me to deny any of this. I mean,
it's dangerous. That's what causes accidents.
No, what causes accidents are the moronic motherfuckers in front of me.
And I agree that they're being stupid and
that simply
awful.
need to realize that if they would get out of the left-hand lane and get over into the granny lane, everybody will be much happier.
I agree. I just don't think you should die to prove the point.
I'm not that. I'm still here.
I know, but when you're traveling with your wife and children in a car...
This is right. You're not experiencing an early '90s Patrick Swayze movie right now. This isn't Ghost, where I'm like, you know, overtaking Whoopi Goldberg's body so I can
No.
make the moves on you.
No. I'm just saying, there's a safe way of driving and there's a Justin way of driving.
My way is very safe. I'm here. I'm alive. Now,
you and I will argue back and forth.
I know, and
I'm
not going to say that I haven't got my fair share of bony middle fingers from the little old ladies. They're the feistiest ones. Let me tell you what.
And that doesn't bother me.
The crotchety ass old bitches.
That part. I mean, you've seen me dish that sort of shit out with you just as much.
Oh, when you got in the fight on Cornelius Pass, the lady, she called you a cunt?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was fun.
But
in that situation, you didn't do anything dangerous.
Well, you were
tailgating, but not as bad as you normally do. And we were going really slow because she was being a giant cunt.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
since she called me it, I will call her
pot
it.
calling the kettle black on that one there. I mean, it's like,
But in that situation, you were under control and you were very controlled and safe.
I'm always under control.
No.
Always.
You're not. I'm telling the vast audience that you're wrong and you're not always in control. And especially when you're on 3 lanes of traffic it's just not the case. And it makes me tense. And
I get it. I know my driving makes you tense. And I know it gets you all sorts of uppity, but I can honestly say that have I not spent my entire life driving this way, I would have been dead by now because there's been plenty of people that have wanted to kill me, and if it had not been for my super aggressive, like ninja-like maneuvers, where
I know
I'm like,
people who want to kill you every day, and it has nothing to do with your driving.
Yeah, well, that's their problem, not mine. If they can't handle how much awesome is contained within this body, that's their own fucking problem.
So yeah, driving in the car this week has been really bad. I almost got hit by a lady on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, when I met you for something at somewhere.
We met for lunch because we met for lunch.
Well, we did that too, but when did I meet you at the Freddy's?
Is this your other husband you're thinking about?
No.
You do this quite a bit.
No.
You imagine these meetings and these little trysts that we've had that
No.
don't. All you gotta do is tell me what his name is. It's all good.
Well, his name must be Justin. Is it weird that sometimes I'll have a client on the phone named Justin because it's not exactly an uncommon name, and I always feel like
It's not exactly common though either. It's weird.
It happens probably about once every 2 weeks or so that I'll
Mhm.
have somebody named Justin that happens to be on the other line with me. And
Just an upright one is what it means.
Yeah.
One of the many meanings for it, anyways.
One of the many meanings.
Yeah.
But I always feel like I have like this connection to them. Like they're gonna just instantly feel comfortable with me, and I'm gonna feel comfortable with them. We're gonna have this great dialogue about insurance, and it'll all go great. And more often than not,
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Like they don't understand why I'm so friendly. Like, cause I don't know.
Ay. Yeah, no, I mean, I get it, and I'm trying to pull it back a little bit because my road rage tends to teach the kids all sorts of colorful new words.
Yep,
and
Tempe is quite prolific.
Yeah, but you know what? I have to give her props. She uses them
cleaned it up.
appropriately.
And she's cleaned it up a lot since.
Yeah, she has, but when she does use them, she uses them very appropriately.
Very much. She will always ask nicely, "Mommy, was that man being a dickhead?"
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he was.
Or from the backseat, is that guy an asshole? I've heard that more than one occasion. And it's like, yes, honey, yes, he is, but I just still prefer you not say that word. Oh, the best. So the other night, she's sitting next to me playing her tablet, and she's playing Minion Rush. And I think you were in the shower or something like that. So she's going through, and she's doing good, and her and Ezra were in this little competition about who could get to this next level or do something better than the other one. And he was on his tablet, she was on hers, and they're playing the game. And she just straight pile drives that poor minion into a wall. Just, and then, of course, it does the silly face thing and whatnot. And she just chucked the tablet into her lap and goes, fuck. But of course, with her way with her speech problems she's been having, it was buck. But I knew exactly what she meant by it. And I just looked at her, and she goes, oh, and covers her mouth and looks at me and just kind of giggles. I'm like, yeah, you know what you said, and you know you shouldn't be saying it, so let's just let's keep that in mind, and I'll let it slide this time, but don't say it again.
Wrong pronunciation, so you get a slide.
Yeah. No, it's just, you know how she is with her S, but yeah, so, and I'll take full blame for that. I mean, it's...
Well, you can't. I mean, I get some of that, because...
But I have to take... I can take the higher percentage of blame for that. How's that?
All right.
I tend to have...
Well, fuck she got from you.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, she got from me.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that
and motherfucker, she definitely got from me, too.
Yeah.
That's usually when I drop something on my toe.
Yeah.
Motherfucker! And then she's back there laughing and giggling at me.
she giggles when
Oh
you
yeah,
curse
she loves it.
so much.
She thinks it's hilarious. So, on another note, fuck if we're ever taking the kids out to dinner again.
Never.
I mean, Jesus.
I would be. And I have this sense of doom overshadowing the thought of going to dinner in the first place because it hasn't been going well in recent history.
Yeah, well,
And not
the
horrible,
two times
but
at El
not perfect.
Tapatio it wasn't too bad, but tonight at the Chinese restaurant, and I didn't help your mood at all because without even thinking about it, I just kept going beef broccoli.
So we're in the freaking Chinese food restaurant in a horrible little hick town that I love. And
this is probably the only Asian family or Asian people in this town.
not the only, but certainly close. And every time you say broccoli beef, you say broccoli beef.
Broccoli beef.
Broccoli. And you're not even saying it quiet like it's a joke. You're saying it like it's totally normal.
For me, it is.
Oh my god.
And it was one of those things that I wasn't even really realizing I was doing it until I got the third stink eye from you. And then I'm like, oh,
Well, the first time I thought you did it as a joke. But then okay, I can't laugh when I'm saying it or nobody will be able to understand me. She set the plate on the table. And you go,
oh yes, the broccoli beef is here.
Broccoli beef is here.
But I think, I think she got it because
At least
she's Caucasian like we were, so I'm sure she probably lives in this little podunk town.
Oh
so
my goodness.
yeah, but yeah, I mean and then I tried not to do it, and it made it even worse because I'm like, don't say broccoli beef, and then I'm like, fuck, I said broccoli beef. But no, but seriously though, that was like a horrible dining experience.
Oh, it was awful.
Trent.
Okay, so
wanted to eat the soup by himself, but he wanted to tell you that he was eating the soup. So every time he had a mouthful of soup, he goes, soup. And on the pee, it would just spray soup all over you. So you're covered. Now I kind of know what it's like to get a money shock. This hot, sticky mass would just like on my face. And I was like, oh, God.
In your eye.
Not this time, but yeah. So, and then Ezra and his he belches.
Belches really loud.
No, doesn't cover it, doesn't try to hide. Didn't even fucking say excuse me. And I look at him, I'm like, really, dude? What? I didn't feel it slip out.
I didn't mean to.
No, he said I didn't feel it come
I didn't
up,
feel it coming.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, shithead. Tempe, though, overall, Tempe did really well. It was the two boys.
Tempe was
Maybe next time we'll just leave the two boys home and take Temperance out and just treat her to
which is such a switch.
Night.
Usually she is the one that's causing the problems, so maybe all the punishments have worn in on her.
Yeah, normally she's our giant pain in the ass, but tonight she kept
and then Ezra. So we're almost done with the food, and he's sitting over in his... And these people don't know how to clean their tables. There's a big, giant, sticky spot over here on the table. I'm like... Oh my god!
Yes, but I did like the look on his face and the sheer panic when I told him that, fine, if they don't know how to do it and you do, I'm going to go tell these people that you have volunteered to clean their entire restaurant from top to bottom, walls and everything else, and get all of it. And he looked at me at first like I was,
joking.
And I'm like, no, seriously, dude, I'll fucking do it. I said, because obviously you know so much more than they do, and you can get this done right, so don't test me. And he didn't really know how to handle that. It was quite hilarious.
Yeah, I just think we need to take a break from going out to dinner for a while.
Or at least with the kids.
Yeah.
Leave their little asses at home do some Lord of the Flies shit. Let them duke it out at home while we go have a good time.
Yeah, but Trent might go a little. Well, yeah, because he's got a built-in weapon now. Which we haven't talked about.
The little Hellboy there. Yeah, but the fact that you're a horrible mom. Ooh, I'm joking. No, but yeah, Trent decided to go ahead and do some stunt like bullshit last Saturday and break his arm.
I have to bring it up. You do this thing when you're talking where you say no, but yeah, just
no,
like
but yeah, really.
That there's
that's horrible. I'll have to stop doing that. Yeah, that's
There's a thing on I think it's Family Guy where they do a cutaway scene to like Magic Johnson.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but no,
but
or
no,
yeah. But yeah, or whatever. I don't remember, but it reminds me of that every time you do that. So I thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, well, no, and I should stop.
Yeah, well, no.
Yeah.
I just did it.
See? Now that you've pointed it out, I'm gonna end up fucking it up and continue to keep doing it. So I'll
Anyway, we were
work on
talking about
not
me
doing
being
that.
a horrible mother and letting my son injure himself.
Well, and I don't blame you for it, obviously, but he
It
likes to think
happened on my watch.
no, but he likes to think he's Spider-Man too. Or actually, in
He
this
did.
case, he said something about ninjas, like he was trying to be a
Okay,
ninja.
that's what he says, but I saw it happen. And all he did was step off the edge like there was still something under
I
his
never
feet.
said he was trying to be a good ninja. I'm just saying that he thought he was being a ninja. There's
Well,
a
you
difference
you
there.
took Ezra to the Globetrotters
Globetrotters
game,
game. Yeah.
and I stayed home with the kids, and my intention was to sit on my ass and let them play all day. But it
Yep.
was kind of warmish, kinda. And at one point, I said, "Hey, maybe we'll go to the park later,"
Yeah.
which was an epic fail. So then, for the next 3 hours, when are we going to the park? When are we going to the park? When are we going to the park? So finally, I'm like, right now, we're leaving for the park right now. We're gonna go. We're gonna be there for like 10 minutes. You're gonna get cold, and we'll come home. So 5 minutes into our trip to the park, Tempe decides to go play in a giant lake of a mud puddle.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm telling her that she can't go swimming in the puddle, I'm about 10 feet away from Trent, and he's up climbing on the bridge and doing the whole play set park thing, and there's lots of kids around, and he's just standing there, and he decides to walk right off the edge between the railing and the bridge. He's been on stuff like that a billion times. There's no need for me to be, the overprotective parent and
Yeah.
stand over him. I don't operate that way, but now I might.
No. No,
'Cause-
he's
I mean, he broke his arm. I mean,
let's fix that. It wasn't a break. It wasn't a clean, like I didn't break all the way through the bone.
Yeah.
And the doctor called it a buckle fracture.
Yeah.
So he said kids this age do it all the time. They're all
Mhm.
soft and bendy and whatnot, and didn't blame you for spinning them around like a helicopter or anything like that. Didn't say it was your fault, and he'll recover quickly. So in the grand scheme of things, it went fairly well. But I step out of this. So I go to the Globetrotters game with Ezra, and we have these special passes that get us in beforehand for this meet and greet thing. I'm like, sweet, okay, this is pretty cool. All of Portland must have had these meet and greet passes because there was like a bajillion people there that went to this thing, and they had 30 minutes on the timer, literally on the little fucking countdown timer that's usually used for the basketball shot when it's taking too long. And there's no organization. Like, we're going to have players here to sign shit. Okay, where? And they just have them staged throughout. You'd think a line? No, it's mass fucking exodus. It's like whoever's willing to beat the shit enough out of the other people first and just cheat their way up there was the way it went. So we ended up getting one signature before the game started, and that took us 30 minutes to get that.
Oh my god.
And then they made us arrive there super early for that. So that went from noon to 12:30. Game doesn't start till 2. No, it was 12:30 to 1.
Yeah.
And then from the game didn't start till 2, so we had to sit in the rose quarter because you couldn't leave. They wouldn't stamp your hand, wouldn't let you out, nothing like that. For the next hour, just waiting for this thing to start. And finally, they started doing some like pre-show entertainment, like about 15 minutes before it started. And they started the game. And of course, Globetrotters games, they're fun. They're awesome to watch. And these guys are actually really skilled and talented. That was cool. But then afterwards, they had another. We'll have the players on the court. They'll be stationary. So, in theory, the way they made this sound, it was like fucking fantastic. This will be great. Having experienced what I had experienced before, I probably should have thought a little bit better of it, but no, I didn't. But there, as a guy, hey, look, you want to have your ball signed or have something signed by the. Actually, he said you want your balls signed by the players, which of course got a snortle out of me. And Ezra's just kind of like looking at you like, what's so funny? But that's another story. But so they're like, yeah, you come have your stuff signed. We'll have the players. We're gonna rope the court off. So far, so good. Sweet. Sounds like okay. Rope order. They're gonna have a way for this to go, and then the players will be stationary, and you can make your way around the court. They say to get these different players.
And
to sign the
theoretically,
ball.
if everybody had gone from their seats straight down to the court and then used like a clockwork pattern, that might have worked.
Had they actually had it set up to do that, yeah. Because the way that arena is set up, you can cordon off and gate off and make one entrance and one exit. It's very easy to do. I've watched them do it before. No. Basically, it was a free for fucking all, and people just started. I mean, there was literally people that were taking their kids and throwing them like 2 and 3 rows ahead of them over these chairs, having them land, and they're hucking their balls to them so they could get up there first, and then they're clambering their fat asses over the top and trying not to get stuck or high center on these damn things. Even if your mom hadn't been sick and had been able to go, I don't know that she would have survived because of her knee and the problems she's been having with it. Because I damn near, people were they would bump into you, shove you out of the way, it didn't matter. And I refused to be one of those dickheads, so I wouldn't let Ezra shove to the front. I wouldn't shove to the front. I had one guy try to shove me once, and I elbowed him in the gut, and he figured it was not such a good idea after the fact. And I had some kid do it too, and I popped him one. Gosh. But no, I don't go around whipping on other people's kids normally. But if they slam into me and start trying to shove past me, then yeah, a good elbow check to the stomach usually stops them pretty fucking quick. And he was like 15, so he deserved it, that little prick. But all they had to do was start you at one side and, like you said, move you around and shuffle you out. And if they had shuffled you out to an exit, they could have gotten the entire arena full of people that wanted to go to this thing to go to it. So at first, I'm like, you know what? We're going to wait for the crowd to die down a little bit. We're going to chill up here. Pardon me. And we're going to kind of let this chaos kind of unfuck itself, and then I'll get down there. Brilliant dad idea, right? Yeah. Until about 5-6 minutes into this, I look up, realize, oh shit, it's another fucking countdown timer. The 30 minutes. And the Rose Quarter was damn near full. I mean, it was almost at capacity.
Yeah.
And I'd say maybe a third of that left without autographs. So 2/3 of that crowd were trying to get down there to this place to get these autographs.
In half an hour.
In half an hour. A lot of these people carrying like Trent age kids or dragging them behind them. People, that was the biggest thing. Like people who had 2- and 3-year-olds that were walking along with him. No one was watching, knocking them down and all this bullshit. And sorry about that, cough right in the microphone. That was beautiful. But yeah, so then I realized there's this countdown timer going. I'm like, fuck, Ezra, come on, we gotta go. He's like, what? I'm like, shit, we've only got like 24 minutes left, and I gotta try to get you through all this shit. And so we get down there and we get in the line, and we're getting through, and we get the first guy's signature. Then we hop in another line, only to get like almost to the front to realize it's the guy he already had the signature from before. So we wasted like 5 minutes in that line.
Yeah.
So we hop around to the next line, keep going around, and then I noticed there's this girl that was behind us, originally in one of these lines. She's like 3 people ahead of us because she's like seriously like just sticking her ball in front of her and then running and just like plowing people out of her way. She's a snowplow so she can get up to the front. And first off, I'm like, okay, these are the Globetrotters. Granted, the team, the whole, not the team, the idea, the whatever you want to call it, the organization is huge. They do a lot of good stuff, been around for a long time. But these actual players themselves, Cheese and Big whatever his name is and all this other stuff, it's the same character name played by many different people. So it's not like you're actually getting like, Shaquille O'Neal. Well, that's a dated reference. I'm sure that's why it's made better now. What's the one that Ezra likes? Aldridge, LaMarcus Aldridge.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah. So I just flashed back to Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. Those are like the only 2 big names I can think of. But so it's not like you're getting like some big wigs, But these people are treating it like, they're going up and getting fucking Stevie Wonder signature. It's like some like really awesome dude. And so he ended up coming out of it down 2 signatures. He wasn't able to get the last 2 people. And he was kind of bummed by it, but I explained it to him. I said, I could have gotten you all the signatures, but in order to do that, I would have had to have knocked some people over and shoved people out of my way and been an asshole and probably knocked down a few little kids. And I said, is getting those signatures in your ball really worth all that? And I was actually quite proud of him at that point. He's like, he said people were being buttheads, and they, they should have just waited in line like we did. We could if they would all have done what we did, we could have all had a chance to get the signatures. I'm like, fucking right on. At least you're getting something. Why can't you apply that to the rest of your life? But that's a separate story. But yeah, so just shitheads, and I'm just like, oh my god, these people are not. You're teaching your kid this is how you behave. This, clusterfuck mentality of I want something, so I'm just gonna fucking melee the other person to get it. And it's the same shit you see on like Black Friday and yada yada yada.
Which we stopped doing.
Yeah, because I will end up in jail on a Black Friday, no problem. Because I have no problems. Just I get so pissed.
Even before you and I were together, and I used to do that all the time. I've almost gotten in fistfights in the doors, and I tend to be a little aggressive in a situation like that to begin with, but I don't put up with a lot of
bullshit
shit from people. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And then that one year, the year I went with my mom after
Tempe was born.
was born,
Yeah.
where I had to jump over the fence because I couldn't find the key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that year took it out all out. I was done.
Mm-hmm.
I was done.
Well, and I haven't gone to a Black Friday, and I mean, the only time I ever go out on a Black Friday is if there is some like fan-fucking-tastic electronics deal.
Yeah.
But even then, this thing has to be a sweet fucking deal to get me out there, because I'm the type of person that I will either buy it online and wait a couple days to ship it to me, not saying patiently, but I will wait for it, or I will spend a little extra money and get it at a time when I don't have to sit there and play Rock'em Sock'em Robots with other people to get to the fucking product. Every once in a while, if it's something that's a really screaming deal, I'll go do it. But there's a video that came out last year, 2013, of like a Walmart or something down in like Alabama or Georgia or some shit, and this whole melee over these TVs that were on sale.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say this, and I'm prefacing this, if I don't say this to be racist, but I just say this so you can get the type of lady that I'm talking about. One of those very boisterous, outspoken, African-American, Southern females. Just the, y'all motherfuckers need Jesus type, you know, that kind of woman. And she's in there and talking about how some security guard got a little too abrupt with her because she was trying to circle back and grab another one.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually wasn't, but it looked like she was trying to swing back in line and grab another one again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, one only. And so he put his arm out and wouldn't let her come through.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, Lord, oh, Jesus, I got a heart condition. He just put his hands on me. Oh, that motherfucker touched me. And she's like freaking out about it. And it's all about her heart condition and how sensitive she is. And he shouldn't have touched her like that. And I'm like, bitch, if you're that fucking sensitive, I just watch you like, you know, straight up.
5 minutes ago, you body checked it.
Yeah, you body checked somebody else like you were a fucking linebacker in the NFL. But you got a heart condition. And him putting his arm out and blocking you is going to cause you to have some sort of a fucking problem. Yeah, no, fuck you. But and then people getting fucking trampled to death over what? A
Cabbage
TV?
Patch Dolls.
A doll? What the hell are you teaching your kid? Number one. Number two, why? I mean,
Yeah.
And literally, I would end up in jail because I've got enough self-defense skills that I can actually critically injure.
I'm fairly certain I would end up in jail because not because I'm actually that aggressive, but if somebody went at me,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way I
Well, and that's exactly how I am too. I wouldn't go after somebody else,
yeah,
but or especially if I was out with you and somebody went out after you.
Exactly.
No.
But then again, I've always proven I can take
down.
care of myself.
No, I'm not saying you can't, but it's just it's how I am.
Flashback to Atmosphere concert.
Yeah. But it's no. If anybody goes after anybody in my family, I will beat a motherfucker down. So I know I would end up in jail, and it's not worth a TV at a $200 discount or whatever is not worth the attorney's fees, everything else it's going to take to get my ass out of jail, plus the possibility of losing my job for doing it. No, it's not worth my time.
Nope.
But I did that whole crowd. It's just like this is just shit. It's just and you're like the Globetrotters game. You're ruining it for other people who are there and are actually trying to A, show their kids a good time, B, show their kids how to have a good time while being decent human fucking beings and not, as they say in Full Metal Jacket, unorganized, grab-ass pieces of amphibian shit, which is what the rest of these people are. And once again, it just goes back to my theory of if we would allow natural selection and stop protecting the idiots, we could filter out a good portion of this world's problems.
One could make the argument.
One can make the argument. I mean, literally.
But here I come along in the middle of this melee, and I'm like, here I am. I'm taking Trent to the urgent care because I'm pretty sure he won't use his arm, and he's like
one of those birds you see on National Geographic where he's got the one wounded wing and he's holding it in a certain way, and he's bitch slapping the crap out of you with the other hand, but he will not move that arm. You so much touch it, he's like, ow.
Yeah, he wasn't like screaming or anything like that.
He was just very much not going to move it.
So I dropped I dropped Tempe off at my sister's. Like, can you just watch her while I take him to the doctor because I know something's wrong? And she's like, oh, no problem. So drop Tempe off, and I'm like, so on my text, like I'm trying to be like, so are you done at the game yet?
Well, and I read the text, and you're like, no big deal, but Trent fell off the play structure and hurt himself, and I'm taking him to urgent care, and I'm like, okay. And so I'm thinking about it there for a second. I'm like, okay, she says no big deal, but
Usually if I say no big deal, what I mean is really big fucking deal.
Basically what I needed to do is I needed to get a phone call, because once I could hear your voice, I could know how much of a big deal or not big deal you thought it was.
But you couldn't call at the time because you were in the middle of this melee that I had no idea was going on.
Yeah, and I didn't, I couldn't even hear my phone, so I didn't get the text till after we got out to the car. So I called you at that point in time, and you were already at urgent care, and so I'm like, so how you doing? You're like, and you do that whole weird voice kind of raised, and then fine. I'm like, oh shit, okay, so something's up. So we were actually heading out to take Ezra over to my parents' house so he could say his last goodbyes to Max when I finally got the text and realized I had one. And we hopped off from the freeway and turned around and came back the other direction. And more bad drivers.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch in the middle lane on I-84 there realizes he needs to be in the right-hand lane that I had already gotten into because...
Mm-hmm. Because you know where you're going and you pay attention to
I read the signs,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So first he tries to get in front of me, and there's not even enough room for a shopping cart to get between me and the car in front of me. I'm like, no, I beat my horn, like, no, back up, buddy. Literally, dead fucking stop in the middle of a freeway, blinker on, waiting for traffic, and he's looking to the right and waiting for traffic to clear.
Oh my god!
And there's people behind him piling up. It was almost one of those. The dude almost hit him. The guy behind that almost hit that person. Had those like 6 inches, maybe it would have been a whack. I mean, it would have just been a pile up because he had to get off right there. Yet, if he takes an extra 5 minutes out of his day and goes the direction he was going, he could have swung around on that 405 interconnection there and hit back up northbound right where he needed to be.
That would inconvenience him. That's not allowed.
No, he probably didn't know that does that because people don't actually think to learn the roads as they're driving them. There's plenty of roads I don't know, but when I go and I do my job and I travel, I look at, like you said, a map or whatever. I'm like, okay, so this goes here, next connects there, and I'm going to be going to okay, so I kind of get an idea of where I'm going. What connects to what, and as long as I'm not blindly talking to you and let my GPS lead me 40 miles in the wrong direction, we're okay.
Well, in general, I think people don't realize that 9 times out of 10, if they would just, I use the term circle around the block, but it can be applied even on freeway situations. Like, if you just don't kill yourself, you'll have the opportunity to fix your navigation mistake if you take
get off the next exit, swing around,
whatever.
Make her right again.
Something. But stopping in the middle of a freeway so that some benevolent idiot will stop and let you in.
Not to mention at a notoriously bad spot, because if somebody hits you hard enough right there and you go through that barrier, you're dropping 50 feet to the concrete below.
Yeah.
Yahoo!
It's not a good place.
The same spot where that guy on the motorcycle a couple of years back hit missed his turn, hit those barrels, went endo and Superman off, and it went down the 50-foot embankment.
Yep.
And hit
I remember when that happened.
Hit the concrete, and somehow he survived. But yeah, so.
So anyway, you get to the urgent care.
Yeah,
and Trent is. He's acting fine,
except for that one arm. It's just,
he's smiling and happy and just fine, peachy keen, Trent, no problem. But touch his arm and die. Like he's just like every time you go close to his arm, he goes no, no, and then like if you actually touch it, then he's like. So we got an X-rayed.
And let me tell you what, X-ray is a horrible thing. I mean, yes.
I didn't go back. They said only one of us could go back, and I thought you would be better at the going back than me.
Yeah, because I can handle the emotions of them doing screaming like that. I can. Better.
I mean, you know this. I've done things like that before, but it would have been harder for me. So I let you take care of that.
Well, not to mention the fact that they can't it's 2014 for fuck's sake. Yes, X-rays are awesome because you can see inside somebody's body and look at their bones. But if I can stand at the TSA airport with my arms above my head like this and a zoop zoop, and they can see if I've got anything in my butthole or anything else, there's no reason why they can't put one of those zoop zoop machines in a fucking doctor's office so that I can just put my kid in there, have it go around once real quick, and be done with it. No, instead I gotta lay his arm out on a table in the one position that makes it hurt like a bitch. So he's yelling, he's just sitting there looking at me like I'm some evil bastard. No, Daddy, ow, ow! And I have to hold his hand.
I'm so glad I wasn't there. I'm crying just thinking about it.
And I have to hold his hand in place while she gets the thing lined up and gets the little crosshairs lined up on where she needs the thing to move. And now, don't move, really. I'll do my best to keep the wildebeest here in check. And I'm trying to hold on to him while holding his arm in the correct position, while keeping the lead apron they have on me so I don't nuke my nuts or whatever. And And then they placed the X-ray machine on this end of the room, and then 20 feet on the other side of the room behind the wall is where the button is.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time she finally gets behind and gets the button, I'm like, he moved. Okay. She comes back out like no big deal and goes to put him back again, and I get him and I pin him in a different way this time, and gets there almost the button. Okay, he moved again. Well, you really need to hold him still? No fucking shit, you ignorant bitch. I understand that, but he's fucking 2 years old, and this shit hurts. So I'm going to come over there and punt you in a second. You don't stop telling me what I need to do with my kid, okay? Just hurry up, get back there. Instead of walking, how about you run your ass across there and push the button real quick?
And once again, this is kind of the bad decision on my part, because I thought about taking him. I mean, we live near Portland, but in a suburb, and I thought about taking him all the way into the children's hospital.
That's a loose definition of suburb, since we're about 30 miles northwestish of Portland.
Anyway. Thanks for the correction, but it's fine to call it a suburb.
Well, no, the reason why I'm saying that is because I have no qualms with the decision you made to go to a local urgent care here in town, not knowing what it was at first versus going to the children's hospital that was 30 miles away, because it could have been something, because knowing our kids, it could have been something simple, so on and so forth, and that being a compound fracture. So we scheduled an appointment with a specialist, went in there, it was taken care of, it was fine, so c'est la vie. So that's why I brought that up. It's not because I don't want people to think that, we live in a suburb, i.e. 4 miles from the hospital, but it was just too much to get down there, so we went to the urgent care down the block instead. No, it's not like that. It's like we're literally 40 fucking miles from where this place is at. Mind you, not easy to get to.
I'm just saying, I thought about going all the way into downtown to the children's hospital, and found out later that it probably would have been handled better at that location.
Yeah, and we had that for future reference now. This place isn't good with pediatrics, which is fine. They did what they needed to do. They got us enough information to get what we needed. I will say it was pretty fucking cool that I got the X-rays there and they were available at the other office.
Yeah, that is cool. That's just
a
legacy thing, I think.
It is, because Providence sure as fuck can't figure out how to do that shit. Nope. So, and you don't get me wrong, I love Providence because it's a hell of a lot better than Kaiser and or Adventist that we have around here, because both places have tried to kill various people I know. And not because of this is something seriously wrong, but just gross fucking negligence. Prescribing a drug one person's allergic to, and on the other one, the person's visibly throwing up blood, and you've just got the flu. And then he had fucking 40 ulcers in his stomach, and he wasn't staying hydrated. So, but it was just the flu. This bug's been going around, Yeah. So, but no, so yeah, it was an interesting way to spend a Saturday.
Yep.
But we did make up, or I should say we made him feel better by getting him his favorite food.
Yep, pizza.
I promised him pizza when he got home. That was really one of the only things that got us through that whole X-ray. Was I'm like, I know this hurts, buddy. I got this, but when we get home, I don't care where I have to go. I will find you some fucking pizza. If every place in St. Helens is closed, I will drive the 30 miles, whatever direction I need to go, to get into Portland, to get to a pizza joint and bring it back, and then fucking heat it for you and spoon feed it if I have to. Just please let me do this. And I will get you some pizza. I promise. It'll come. And so that helps, helps him calm down a little bit to some extent. Yeah, but.
And then you took him to get his cast. Yeah. I couldn't take the time off work.
Which is actually, once again, I fucking love Legacy, and I'm hoping our insurance stays like this. And if it doesn't, I'll definitely think about switching to something else, because I went in there, I had a 9 o'clock appointment. I was called back at fucking 9, not 9:15, not 9:30. Because Providence is classic for that. You'll schedule an appointment for 10, and then at 10:45, why haven't I been called back yet? Oh, well, we had an emergency. That's fine. I get that. If you're scooping somebody else's brains up off the floor, totally understand that. Let a motherfucker know. just say something. Because I'm out here with my kids trying to keep them from, killing each other and or me killing them. I just need to know, if it's going to be a long delay, give me a pager or something. Call me on the PA. I'm going to go take him for a walk. Just let me know so I know that I'm not just, But no, instead it's, well, we're a little behind schedule. Bitch, 2 minutes, that's a little behind schedule. 5, starting to push it. At 45 minutes, you're fucking late. And there's nothing, it's like being 2 weeks past your period date. I mean, you're way the fuck out of, I'm a little late now. You're past that point. You're in the point of, you might be knocked up, okay? So, but they called us back immediately, and we got back there, and I went back, and the nurse was very nice. She's like, so what happened? I'm like, he fell off the play structure. I don't know the exact. I said, here's the rough sequence of events. I know 'cause I wasn't there to see it. She kind of looked at me. I'm like, no. My wife was there with the kid, but I was at this Globetrotters game. So she's like, oh, okay. So
I wasn't there to see it. I just sent this kid to the park on his own all the time.
Yeah, dude's he's whittling wood and chewing tobacco too. He's a big boy.
I got this wood burning kid. It's really awesome.
Exactly. So, and then, so she's like, okay, well, we're probably gonna have to do. I looked at the X-ray. It looks like we're both likely gonna have to cast it. So I'm gonna take you to the waiting room for the casting area. They'll bring you back. The doctor will come see you, and so on and so forth. So then we get back to the back. We're waiting in the waiting area, and Trent's looking around, and Brent, which was kind of funny, Trent and Brent, our guy who's actually doing the gonna do the X-ray for us, or not the X-ray, but he's gonna wrap the cast up for us. He's like, okay, buddy, what color do you want? And Trent kind of looks at me because he doesn't understand what's going on yet. I'm like, they're going to make your arm feel better, and they're going to wrap something on it to make it feel better. What color do you want that to be? And he's like, yellow. I'm like, okay, cool, yellow. And the guy's like, oh, we don't have yellow. I'm like, okay, well, show me what you got. So I take him down a little area. He opens the cabinets up, and he's like, there's all the primary colors, red, blue, well, except for yellow. All primary colors except yellow.
No yellow.
No love for the Asians, okay? No yellow. So...
kind of like you, Mr. Broccoli Beef.
Broccoli Beef. But so I'm like, okay, we got blue, we got black, we got purple, we got this, we got that, and he sees the hot pink. He's like, I want hot pink. I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck. Sure, get the pink. And then I immediately look at the guy, because I'm like, if you even so much as open your mouth and say one sideways thing about this, I'm going to knock your teeth in the back of your throat. And he looks down and goes, that's an awesome color, buddy. And you know what? It takes a real fucking man. Or not, well, he didn't say that. It takes a real man to wear pink. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Good on you.
All right.
So we put him back up on the table and get everything set up. And then he's like, the doctor will be here in just a couple minutes. He's been slightly delayed. Give me the information that I wish other hospitals would do. Mm-hmm. He's been a little bit delayed, but we'll get you taken care of. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. I'm playing this Trent. We're having a good time. Literally 2 minutes rolls by. Guy swings back around again. I am very sorry. He'll be here really, really soon. This is a horrible way. I get it, but I'm sorry. He'll be here as soon as possible. I'm like,
and you're thinking 2 minutes this is nothing.
I'm like, have you ever been to Providence, dude? This is great. You ever been to Adventist or Kaiser? Holy shit. This is awesome.
You weren't there for Tempe's pre-op appointment at OHSU, where I was there for like an hour and a half.
OHSU is the one that turned my big toe into a sprinkler, so I know all about them.
Anyway.
So
story for another day. Oh, that kind of made me throw up a little in my mouth.
I wish I could have got that. I wish they had a YouTube back then, because that was pretty awesome looking.
Okay, anyway, so
doctor comes in and he's very apologetic. Hey, I'm sorry for the delay. Blah blah. And this is like a minute after the other guy apologizes for him being 2 minutes late. I'm like, got it. We're good. It's okay. What do we do? He's like, standard the buckle fracture buckle fracture and they're really soft at this age. He's like, it dented the bone. It didn't actually do anything. He's like, so we don't need to do any surgery, nothing like that. He's like, put the cast on it. 3 weeks later, we'll take the cast off. And unless when I take the cast off, I see something ungodly wrong, you're good to go. I'm like, all right, that's it. He's like, yeah, that's it. So nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Trent. Have fun with Brent. Oh, wow, Trent and Brent. He puts the same thing together. And then I'm like, all right, cool. And so then he leaves and they put the cast on him, and the whole procedure, we're out in like 35 minutes.
Wow.
From me filling out the paperwork 10 minutes before the appointment, turning it in, so on and so forth, maybe 40 minutes tops.
Yeah.
And he's in the cast.
Well, when we were getting ready for the day, in my head, I'm thinking I take lunch at 11:30. The hospital is about 45 minutes away from my job, and I'm thinking, ooh, I can see Trent after his cast is on. And I told you, like, keep in mind, maybe we'll get together for lunch. And then you tell me you're done at like 10. It wasn't even 10 yet. And I'm like, but I really wanted to see Trent, and you're just gonna go home. And you're like, no, I'll come meet you for lunch. So we had lunch together, and then I let the kids come into my office. I have the hiccups. I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. My throat's been extra dry tonight, so I keep wanting to cough. I have like a tickle in my throat.
Like I think they're gone now. Anyway, so. Brought the kids into the office, and all the girls I work with a lot of girls, and all the girls knew that he was getting a cast, and they all wanted to see him, and anyway, so brought him around and showed him around, and then after you guys left, they were all like, he's got a pink cast, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I thought it was pretty cool. Nobody even said anything about it.
Yeah, well, that's good, because who fucking cares?
I know, but
So
I just
yeah, there was almost.
we're still in a time when you'll notice
Yeah.
it. It's just a matter of whether or not you have a negative comment about it.
Real quick time out here, a little bit behind the scenes stuff. Can I make a compromise with you and get this on to like low? I'm just like boiling in here. If I can get the fan just on low, that'd be awesome.
That's fine.
Okay.
It was freezing in here. It was like blowing cold.
It was awesome, but yeah.
Are you making me do it?
You want me to do it? I can do it. Start talking.
I'm sorry, you were just waiting for me to move.
Start
and
talking.
I am talking. Oh my god, really? Anyway, so the girls at work thought his cast was really, really cute, and one of the other girls that I work with is recovering from her own stuff, and she was just like, "Oh, you got a pink cast. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Are you gonna draw like a ribbon on it for breast cancer awareness?" And like all of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh, that's a good idea."
Yeah. Well, and there was almost I thought there was going to be a minor kerfluffle on the picture when I posted it on Facebook because one lady posted, "What's the big deal? It's just a color. We shouldn't be making a big deal out of it," or something like that, something along those lines. And then Joy Hoffman there wanting to like, she kind of got defensive about it. She's like, "No one's making a big deal out of this." And then the other lady hops on. She's like, "No, okay, hold on, let me back up here. The reason I say that is because I had somebody come into my store one time she's a cashier.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, when I was working, and kid wanted I think it was an Etch-a-Sketch. But his dad said, no, you can't do that because only fucking faggots, get pink stuff because it was a hot pink Etch-a-Sketch. Yeah, so he made a big deal out of it. So she's like, so she apologized. I'm like, no apology needed, kind of a thing. It's all good. So, but she lives in Missouri, I think, so that kind of explains that. But
I'm sure there's a lot of people here that would.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there are people in our family that I would expect to make some kind of comment.
But especially as soon as you get out of the Willamette Valley area, it really starts to get a lot more red than it is blue.
Yeah. For
as liberal as people think the state is,
it's not.
You go a couple hours either direction, and all of a sudden it's
So I mean, like I said, there are people within our immediate family group that would maybe say something not really negative, but commenting, but nobody did. So
nope, everybody kept their shit in check, which was good.
If somebody had a negative thought, they kept it to themselves, which is all I ask.
Yes.
What else do we have to talk about?
Well, there's Scott and Amy. You know how they're doing?
How what?
Scott and Amy.
Who that?
No, come on. Scott and Amy. They do their thing and they work together, and Scott and Amy.
But Justin, we don't know anyone named Scott and Amy.
Now you know where I was at on Monday.
Where's that?
The state of ultra fucking confusion that you're in right now. Seriously, what Scott and Amy, they were doing this. They were working on stuff and they got into a fight. It was really funny.
I'm glad it was funny. I'm sorry they were in a fight, but I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I get the kids from daycare.
Mm-hmm.
I come home.
Mm-hmm.
Park my car in the garage like I always do.
Yeah.
Call Lazar beforehand. Hey, buddy, can you open the garage door for me? Because I haven't gotten an opener for myself yet, and I'm fucking lazy. First world problems. But that's another story. The way I look at it, kid's there. He's probably sitting on his ass watching TV or doing something, so he can come push the button for me.
Most definitely sitting on his ass doing nothing.
So
from what's been going on lately.
I pull the car in, get out, get the kids out of the car, get in the door, and as you know, when they first get home, first 5 minutes or so, it's just, and they're all like, just very crazy.
It's a 3-ring circus, and
that's putting it lightly.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of like get my boots off, get my stuff put away, get everything prepped. I'm getting ready. I'm actually already thinking of, okay, I need to do this for dinner and get that pulled out. I'm already in dinner mode, so not even really thinking about Scott and Amy at all. And as we start talking about Scott and Amy, this awesome fight they got into, and I'm like, who? And he's like, Scott and Amy. And I'm like, I have no fucking clue who you're talking about. He's like, and he looks at me like I'm the fucking retard. And he's like,
well, and my first thing that I jumped to was my mom's name, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. And so he literally had like deep sighs. Come on, Dad. Scott and Amy. They work together. They do this stuff. They do stuff. They fix things, and they got in a big fight. It was really funny. And I'm like, I don't know any Scott and Amy. I know a Scott and Tara. I know an Amy and this, and I know a this and that. I don't know anybody who works together or lives together, whatever that's named, Scott. And finally, I lost it. I'm like, are you fucking with me? What the hell is this? What are you talking about? And he goes, oh my God, Dad, the show that you watch, Scott and Amy. I'm like, and still, I had to take like a good 15 seconds. I'm like, Scott and Amy, Scott and Amy. Oh, wait. I'm like, are you talking about that flipping Vegas show that I don't actually watch, but I have on in the background when I'm doing other things that I kind of lightly pay attention to? He's like, finally, yeah. And I'm like, why didn't you just tell me the name of the show? Well, I couldn't remember it. I'm like, well, how the fuck is this my problem?
I love that he could remember Scott and Amy and their vast array of interpersonal relationship.
But couldn't remember
the name of the show was called.
And then was looking at me like I'm the fucking idiot because I couldn't remember who these people are, nor could I recall what the show name was off the top of my head like it was nothing.
Well, he does that all the time. He will take something completely. Okay, it's like he forms the wrong connection in his brain between the show and our relationship with the show. Like it either goes the wrong way or gets routed to a different direction. Like I don't understand what it is, but he'll form very personal relationships with something that's not very personal, and can't form an attachment with somebody personal who maybe he should. Is very often, I don't know.
Well, what's wonderful about this to me is that he can remember like their names. He can remember these little nuances of the show and this thing he watched like 2 hours ago that he wanted to tell me. But if I tell him to get up and brush his teeth and then call his mom,
he'll forget.
He gets up and he brushes his teeth, comes back and sits back down in his chair and gets ready to start trying to play video games or watch TV again. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going to play a game. Why? Because I want to. You're not done doing what I told you to yet. I brushed my teeth. I also told you to call your mom. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. Well, and I'll look at you, Jody. Did I tell her to call? Yeah, you told him to call his mom. No, she didn't.
Well, on those study things, the questionnaires that I had to fill out for Trent, like one of the guidelines is, will your child follow a simple instruction, like get the ball from under the table? And, I check yes. And then, will your child follow two-step directions? Get the ball from under the table and put the book on the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Like, yes. And then it does a three-step one. Will your child do, get the ball from under the table, put the book on the bookshelf, and put your dish in the sink.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, my 2-year-old does that, but I don't think my 9-year-old does.
Yeah.
He tops out at 2 steps maximum.
And even that's pushing it sometimes. Well, I mean, it's like the whole potty training issue and whatnot, and Tempe, I'm still getting used to the fact now that when she goes in there and she goes potty and she does number 2.
She does everything on her own.
She takes care of herself. She wipes. She comes. And I've even, for the first week or so as she was doing that, I was checking to make sure she had actually cleaned so she wasn't going to have any issues. And after a while, I'm just like...
Parents of girls, just be warned. That's going to be an issue.
Well, any child, when you no matter what, you want to make sure they're, they're keeping
but girls, it causes issues.
Yeah, but either way, it's good idea to keep your butthole clean and just, how's your butthole kind of thing.
Absolutely.
I'm flashback to the mediocre show there. Making sure you got excellent butthole health. But
yes.
So... I'm checking it out, and finally I looked at her one day. I'm like, "Can you teach your brother how to do this?" Because I swear to God, most of his boxer shorts, it's like somebody went out back and played in the mud. I mean, it's just, I don't know what the hell it is.
And then he gets all offended.
Yeah, like I wipe my butt. I'm not saying you don't wipe your butt. You just don't finish the job.
You get about 90% of the way there.
Yeah, you know what? I've spent too much time doing this. If it really wanted to be clean, it would have cleaned itself.
Well, and the worst part is, at the same age level, pre-kindergarten, Ezra was still having us do it 90% of the time. Like, you'd get the call.
Too hard. I can't reach.
No, you'd get the call from the
I remember.
Dad, will you wipe my butt? And like, it's the worst feeling in the world. Like, we're still doing that? Are we really still doing that? Isn't he like 4?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we really still wiping his ass? But you do what you have to do as a parent, because like you say, it is important to have a clean surface.
Yes.
Because that's a good
especially
idea.
as a female, because I have noticed that if Tempe so much as has like a
bad hair day,
a bad or like something didn't fold back together properly or something down there, she'll go digging for gold on either the front or the back.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Gentle.
Yeah, well, you're gonna slice something up, and whoa! Just I don't know personally, but ask your mom. I'm doing that internally. You can't feel it. Stop. Because she's like, she's digging for a hole. I'm like, whoa! And then trying to explain to her that she needs to go wash her hands after she's done that. But she's
like, they don't smell bad.
She's like, here, smell. I'm like, no, just go to the bathroom. I don't want to smell it. Just go to the bathroom. Kids are fucking foul. And boys and girls are foul in different ways.
Oh, it's completely different.
Like, boys will intentionally try to be foul.
Trent burped and blew it in my face this morning.
I remember that. That kid's he's classic for that.
I mean, he belched and then.
Yep, gotta love Trent.
That was awesome.
That is awesome, but.
Oh man, and Tempe has reached that point where she doesn't like baths anymore. She like they used to be fun, and now they're just a chore. And so she'd rather not spend time in the bath anymore at all. So she doesn't like she used to spend so much time in the bath that she just by dint of being in the water would get very clean.
Yeah.
And now you have to be like, nope, wash all the bits and pieces and do all this stuff, this extra steps that, you know, as far as being a parent, you didn't realize it was going to take work. Like I always, especially with my experience with other children, like you dip them in the water and they play for an hour and that just naturally washes them. So I didn't have to do the work with those situations to make sure that they maintained a certain hygiene level.
Yeah. Ultimately that was somebody else's responsibility.
Exactly.
You were more or less a lifeguard.
Yeah. And so now having to make sure that Ezra stays BO free, which is a chore in and of itself. He's also reached the age where showering is more of a chore than just something that you do.
Also reached the age where he sprouted one blonde pube and came running out of the bathroom to tell me about his pubes. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And he just drops trow and fucking whips it out. And he's like, right there. And I'm like, where? And he points like down by his, and he wants me to like get in and look at this. I'm like, I'm not
getting within a foot.
I'm not gonna get that close to your shit, dude. And then finally I see this like one little like maybe a quarter of an inch, really like almost platinum white. And I'm like, that right there? Yeah, it's the first pube, my dude. That's not even that's still peach fuzz. And he was all like dejected and like, dude, still hair.
Well, he gets from the other kids
a
whole new level of.
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about personal grooming already.
Well, and there's stuff that I mean, in its most basic rudimentary form, he knows what sex is.
Well, yeah.
And. Well, no, I made him verify it to me because he said
I know
one time
I was there.
He's throwing the word around, and I'm like, okay, so what is sex? Well, it's when and he kind of.
Oh yeah, he didn't want to say that he knew.
And he didn't want to say. I'm like, okay, listen to me, Ezra. It's very important I understand this because first off, you're still a little young to know like all about it. I mean, but if you know, I mean, I don't have a problem with you knowing the basics because either you hear it from me or you're going to hear it somewhere else. I'd rather be the one making sure you have accurate information versus...
We'd rather you know the truth than think that you can get pregnant by climbing the gym rope, okay?
Exactly. And so he kind of still sheepish about it, and finally I'm like, dude, okay, seriously, you need to tell me what you think it is. And so he just lays it out there. He's like, okay, well, when a boy and a girl love each other, his penis gets hard, it sticks straight out. Like, okay, so far you're... I mean, you're kind of... You're giving me the 10,000-foot overview here. You're kind of glossing over a few items. So yes, okay, so we're up to the point of the penis being hard. Sure, let's go on. And then, you know, they get naked, and obviously Cameron, his older brother, doggy style is probably the only position he thinks exists because it was more or less like the girl bends over and he gets behind her and sticks it into her vagina, and then, as he said, and he's in and out, 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 in and out really fast until, and I don't even remember how you described the nutting process, but I'm just like, and I'm both kind of pissed because he need not be hearing this from his 12-year-old brother who has no fucking clue what he's doing, number one, which was a separate issue with his mother, but that's another story. But number two, I'm trying not to laugh my ass off as he's like with his fist like doing this I'm like, right now you're describing porn and fisting, and that's not what, oh my god. I'm trying not to laugh. So, and I'm just like, okay, so, and then he's like, and then basically he said, in his own way, he basically talked about, you know, nutting and then the semen and they could make a baby, blah, blah, blah. So logistically, he's got the very rudimentary basics of it down. there's still a lot of extras, like, maybe proper lube or,
Foreplay.
who needs that? Yeah, what was that? How's that saying go? It doesn't matter if she gets hers as long as I get mine, or something like that. If only you guys could see her eyes right now. I'm kidding.
I know.
But no. So I mean, in a most basic sense, he knows what it is, but it's still one of those things that. First off, I don't remember even really being all that interested in pubes or anything, even at the age of 12, let alone 9.
That's what scares me. He's 9,
So,
and while I had the same knowledge at the same age, it wasn't. I didn't look at it as such a like I can't wait to do that kind of thing.
He's not really looking at it like that. He's
the growing up part he is the pubes and the body odor and he wants
a lot of
to
that,
do all that.
But he wants to be like his big brother, which
Exactly.
I fully understand. But at the same time, it needs to stop being so fucking Lord of the Flies over there, and perhaps and be as vague about this as possible, so as not to get myself into any problems here. But parent your fucking children. At no point in time should A, your 12-year-old have this much of a distorted view about sex, and B, should they be passing that information down to their 9-year-old brother, and C, the fuck. I mean, there's a whole litany of other issues going on over there, but that's for some other time. But
put a pin in that.
Yeah, but try not to laugh when your kid is talking about sex, and basically
a fisting maneuver.
As far as he's concerned, it's doggy style with a fist. And the fist represents the penis, but I didn't want to warp, and there was no way in hell I was going to warp his mind and go, well, you can't use your fist to diagram or to show me what you're talking about, because that's a different maneuver. Because then I would have been a whole other, what do you mean? Well, then it would be like, well, the guy sticks his, and then he'd be like, oh! I wasn't going to go down that road. So, but,
oh, goodness.
Yeah, so, I mean, these kids are just, oh my god, they've been driving me nuts lately.
But also the very proud moments when they came into my job and
very well behaved.
They were so good.
Yes. And Trent was saying hi and being
everybody was like, "Oh my god, your kids are so cute!" And I get to do the proud mom thing, which I love. I just love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and little do they know that normally when a situation like that happens, it's because I've had a pretty gnarly breakdown in the car of, you will behave, you so much as sneeze in the wrong direction, and I will end you. I brought you into this world, I will fucking take you out of it. And it's a very I laid out a very specific set of ground rules for how you're going to behave in this office setting, so on and so forth. So I'm glad it worked, but it is one of those things that it's not something that just happened out of nowhere.
Well, I didn't need to know. I thought they had been perfect little angels for no reason.
Yeah. Well, what dream planet do you live on?
Apparently, none.
Oh.
Did you hear about all the new planets?
Yeah, like a bazillion
715 or something like that?
Well, I've gone down a fucking rabbit hole this week, and it's a rabbit hole of epic proportions. While it doesn't necessarily directly relate to parenting, I'm bringing it up simply because, in a way, it does, because it's going to kind of help dictate how I am raising my children. I've always had a morbid, I won't call it a fascination, maybe more of a curiosity about religious cults. And there are 2 very large religions right now, possibly 3, that I put into the cultist status. The top 2 being Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses. And through some podcasts I listened to that are based out of Salt Lake and the various things they mention from time to time, and then from them I fanned out into other podcasts that are from the area, a lot of them being like ex-Mormon podcasts, or people who, there's one called The Outer Darkness that's really good about just what it was like to leave the church.
Ex-Mormons.
But just a lot of this, there's like leaving the church and how much they butt fuck you on the way out and all this other stuff. And so I just kind of gone down this rabbit hole because, while I try to be respectful of everybody else's religion and whatnot, I also try to understand why they view things the way they view things. And I forgot Scientology. Sorry, my brain warped there for a second. So there's some, I mean, once again, we need to have an actual.
Yeah, we're actually going to have an episode about this. But you and I both kind of fell into this podcast wormhole thing about how how messed up it can be. And I was raised Mormon.
Yes, and I was raised Pentecostal,
Yeah.
like, Foursquare.
But I
Speaking
left
in
the church
tongues.
before I did any real heavy duty like stuff, and so I don't know a lot of the more secret stuff other than what you read about that
Yeah.
has come out from people who used. Anyway, it fascinates the hell out of me.
Well, it's fascinating me too because I mean, on multiple aspects. One, it's one of those things that I want my kids to understand all these different things, and so that they can understand that if a person is reacting this way, right, wrong, or indifferent, here's why.
Mm-hmm.
But also so that I have a good understanding of warning signs for if I see any of them starting to head down this path of ultra religious not fascism, but fanaticism. That's what I was looking for, because I want them to be able to make well-informed decisions, intelligent decisions, and not just strictly based off of, well, somebody
said so.
So and so looked into a hat and magical things were given to him and said hat, and he saw all this great stuff that God wanted him to do because Moroni said that this should be the way to go, and yada yada yada. Yeah. Or on the flip side of it, was it Cthulhu? Not Cthulhu, but fucking Agent Xenomorph, whatever. Xenu, came down from space in his DC-8s, but they weren't really DC-8s, and brought all these things, and they were in these volcanoes, and they blew out of the volcanoes, and that's what makes the Thetan level. And just to be able to look at this just look at it and go, okay. It's all good if you believe that, but can I ask you real quick, what the fuck? And I want them to be able to do that. So I mean, that's the reason why I've fallen into this whole rabbit hole. And at this point, I'm totally lost my train of thought as to where I was exactly trying to go with that. But
we won't listen to a lot of podcasts about Mormon.
Yeah, just and
other religious stuff too.
Yeah, and
at least me.
And there's some. I get leaving the church is probably rough, and it's probably I've left a couple, and for good at this point. I've left one of them, and it was a little bit of a difference, but it wasn't anything like I can say that without beyond the shadow of doubt, the places I've been to, they weren't so cultish that people stopped associating with me because I no longer am a church member, and or they can still go to my wedding even though I'm not a church member, and or I'm not paying $1 bajillion to grab onto these two dildo-looking devices so I can get my internals, rerouted properly. And I've granted, I'm given a very generalized overview, and we'll need to save it for the almighty religious hour we do later on down the road. But what was the question again? You asked me a question, and I went down there. I was like, woo! You kind of veered off the corner there and crashed.
I don't know. You lost me.
Yeah, I lost me too.
But it's okay. We can reroute.
Yeah.
There's a funny video online.
Yes.
Well, okay, assumingly funny video because everybody keeps saying how funny it is, but I haven't actually seen it yet.
So we're gonna kind of do this shit live.
Raw dog it.
Raw dog it. We're gonna raw dog it and see if we can agree with whether or not this is actually a funny video. And granted, you guys aren't going to see the video because this is an auditory format, but you can listen to the song nonetheless. Hopefully no adverts. Let's see. I should probably turn this on so it actually records it. That would be helpful. If there's that. That would be that one. And we're going to hit play.
I was really grumpy tonight.
You were.
I'm sorry. It was a bad day.
It was. Understandably so.
And then I didn't like the Chinese.
In the nursery tonight, not a tantrum to be seen. My living room's a pigsty, and it looks like I need to clean. My kid was howling like a crazy beast outside. Couldn't quiet him, now I'm freaking fried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Take a moment to yourself and pee. Just rush, don't flush, or else they'll know. Right now they know. Let it go, let it go. It's okay to shower at noon. Let it go, let it go. One day he'll use a spoon.
No, he won't.
It's bedtime. It's not time to play. Let the tantrum rage on. The screaming never bothered me anyway. It's funny how some distance makes them seem so cute. And the kids that drove me crazy don't bother me at all. It's time to see what I can do when my hands are covered in your poo. Talk on the phone, eat a hot meal, just mommy. Let it go, let it go. Put on some yoga pants. Let it go, let it go. No one's giving you a second glance. Here I stand, saggy boobs and all. Let the tantrum rage on. I can fold laundry and help with homework too. I can make dinner colorful and kiss your boo-boo. And one thought crystallizes, but it won't last. I'll never get my abs back. The past is in the past. Let it go, let it go. So we get up at the break of dawn. Let it go, let it go. Sleeping in is gone. Here I stand, saggy boobs and gold. Let the tantrum rage on. Screaming never bothered me anyway.
Okay, I actually like that.
And isn't that
It's a-
supposedly from like
It's the song from Frozen. Well,
Okay.
it's the idea, yeah.
which I haven't seen yet, which is why I was like, so
No, it's a really. It's
I got the
actually a
comedy
good-
of the song itself, but
But it's the song is called "Let It Go"
mhm.
from the movie, and it's about how she just kind of learns to deal with the way she is instead of getting over it instead of trying to
Gotcha.
change.
And somehow that was like lesbian in nature,
Frozen?
or that song or something about Frozen.
Oh, the song was supposed to be about coming out of the closet, theoretically.
Oh,
Some people say.
Okay, I could, yeah.
Because she stopped pretending to be something she wasn't, and she decided to be herself and let it go.
Okay, and
That's supposed to be about coming out of the closet, apparently.
yeah.
I think it's a stretch. I think it could be about anything you want it to be about. I
Mhm.
mean, it's just one of those things that it's designed to be. It's like when the Oatmeal says that Kristen Stewart is like pants
Mhm.
in Twilight.
Mhm.
Like anybody can put that
Yeah.
character on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a song that anybody can put it on because it's meant to fit anybody.
Much like most Disney songs that are out there,
Yeah.
kind of what Disney does because it's how they make the fucking money.
Yeah. But,
Oh,
okay.
how
Without
can I
getting
sell
into
sex
you
to little
thinking
girls
Disney is evil. Because let's not go there.
without your purity rings on? Oh. I'm sorry, but that was an excellent South Park episode.
Anyway, so yes, a lot of Disney movies have a character that will fit a lot of people in
Well,
a lot
you-
of ways because that is
Okay,
how
so
you
get
relate to more people.
Get this though, people want to freak out that this might be a lesbian or whatever. Let's look at the character. Is it Gaston? From Beauty and the Beast, the big like lumberjack guy that's like,
Yeah.
you know, he's a filthy motherfucker, but he's got his own fucking song in there, and it's all about celebrating how filthy he is.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
He can be this pompous, arrogant.
Not only is there the
meathead.
pompous, arrogant meathead Gaston who talks about how awesome he is and how he wants to marry this girl so she can bear his sons and whatnot. There's also three very classically attractive triplet blonde females that swoon,
Like, "Oh."
literally
Yeah.
swoon every time he
So
walks
let's not
by.
teach empowerment to our daughters. Granted, things have changed.
Things have changed,
but
and
I'm saying as far as the reaction or the outcry on
Mhm.
this is going, because we can teach them to swoon over these muscly men and whatnot and do what the man says because I'm a man, and blah blah blah. But
Well,
yeah.
I think that's the direction they're going with a lot of their recent stuff has been more of this feminine, like this one specifically, a lot of people are saying is very feminist approved because the main characters, there's two sisters. The first sister falls in love instantly,
Mhm.
and then it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
And then the other sister doesn't ever, doesn't
Let
get
it
married, and no, she doesn't get married. She doesn't.
Because she didn't let it go.
But it's designed to show you that you don't have to have a man to succeed
No, you can just let it go.
and have saggy boobs. I gotcha.
No, and let it go, and things will come.
Yeah.
It's just what I'm gathering. If I let it go,
Yeah.
it'll come back to me,
I don't think that's what it said.
and then it loved me.
I think that's a different thing.
Okay, sorry.
At any rate, the video parody was very funny. I encourage people to actually watch it.
Yeah, there's actually a couple. I don't. I'm not going to look them up now because it would be bad radio to do so because I don't actually have them prepped. But I'll have to try to remember them for next week. There's a couple other different ones. There's like this parent rap, and there's another one. They're actually fairly decent.
Yeah.
I would love to find that song that was being played up at your parents' house that one time. It was a horrible rap song.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this.
Guy like I'm a dad and I'm a Mormon, and it was like this white boy trying to rap, and Jason was getting into it and just like romping and stomping, and I know I just said his name, so I gotta go edit that out now. That's fantastic. At about a minute, hour 15. But the song itself, well, I get what it was trying to say. It made Vanilla Ice look like just like legit and shit. So.
Well, yeah. At any rate, we won't get into the whole Mormon song culture thing.
Not right now.
But
Another show.
there have been a lot of funny mom parody things going around. But that's what.
Yeah,
I like.
I've started following. There's one that's like Suburban Parenting or Suburban Mom or something like that. She's pretty funny. And there's the one that's Insane in the Mom Brain.
Yeah, I've seen some of
that one.
stuff.
Her shit is fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of it. I look at it, read it, like. That happened to Jody, or I can see Jody doing something like that.
I really like the Tumblr one with the Post-it note dad.
Yeah, that one's
Those
cool.
are funny.
Those are pretty
really
awesome.
funny
Yeah.
and relatable. Like I
Mhm.
think we've all been in most of those situations.
Yeah. Oh, like I love the he's talking about parenting being a job or that you're working with a drunk idiot or something like that. Or equated it to the equivalent, of somebody with a that was pretty good. So I'm kind of out of topics for the show. I think it's probably a good place to cap it off. Just let everybody know out there, beware Trent's cast. He's using it as a weapon now. He's already decked his sister once with it. He walked me in the head with it today.
He whacked himself in the head with it. Was it that this morning or yesterday morning?
I don't know.
He was on the tit and he was waving his hand at me, and I grabbed the cast so it didn't hit me, and then I let it go thinking he was still supporting the weight of it, and he wasn't, and it thunked him on the head like hardcore hard, and he was like, I'm like, see, that's why you don't do that.
Yeah.
So watch out for the pink fist of fury.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounded bad. Oh God, that sounded like a porn title.
I was gonna say that almost sounds like we are going to be.
I think yeah.
That's gonna be that's almost like a new position or something. The Pink Fist of Fury.
No, God, no, please, no. And that's what she said.
So before we stop here, Jody's gonna look up her creative custom word of the week while I find some other prep work. Yes, we're okay with letting it all air out here, so to speak, on the show, and realize that we don't always prepare certain things like we probably should.
Well, we're busy parents.
Yes,
remember?
shit happens. So get over it. Bite me.
Mama swab. I don't know why that tickles me, but it does.
Yikes.
Oh, that one sounds dirty.
Wasn't that the whole point, though? Some were supposed to be funny.
I know, but
dirty.
some of them are just really like, yeah, like not funny dirty. Like
Just like dirty.
Like, what have you been doing?
The Pink Fist of Fury.
Mullet diddler.
Nice.
I like that. I think that's what we're... Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Snatch rag.
Well, that's what you need after the Pink Fist of Fury. You got to get your snatch rag out to clean up. So. All right.
All right. What are we taking us out with?
It's called "Fly with Me." We'll play that one here in a second, but we would like to thank you for listening to us once again. It's going to be a conclusion to episode 8. We are available online at www.badparentingpodcast.com. You can send us an email, grounded@badparentingpodcast.com. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/badparentpodcast. We are available on Twitter at badparentpcast. We can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, or TuneIn. Also, rate, review us. If you could leave us a comment or a review on iTunes, let us know how we're doing. We can also comment on our website, on our episodes.
I'm thinking about starting a whole thing where I drink during the show, so I'm more
that would be kind of
funny.
Fun.
So
you might start that.
Let us know if that's a good idea.
I'm all for it, because that just means you'll be loosed and ready to go afterwards.
No,
Guaranteed to get some every Friday night.
What was? Oh God. No, that's not. What's the name of the stuff, the drink that Dad gave me that I liked at the Christmas thing?
The
Fireball.
No, Fireball, yeah.
No, because it was the other kind.
Well, it was the cheap version, knockoff version of Fireball, but it was I think it was the Jack Daniel's version of it. Same thing. It was a cinnamon whiskey.
At any rate, need to work on that.
Shots of cinnamon whiskey. Okay, beautiful. And last but not least, you can send us a text and or leave us a voicemail at 503-609-0375. So once again, we would like to thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week, and do your best not to be a shitty parent.
Bye-bye. Peace out.
We are clear.
Rest your head now, little girl. You're on your way now. Open your mind up to the sky.
Creed is intro music?
What's that?
What was that?
And fly away.
What was what?
The Creed is intro music thing? What was